Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm really hoping that my light stays on for this one because when I was filming myself getting ready it got too hot. So hopefully I can get through this video with this light because it looks so much better. So anyway, today I have a kind of TMI video for you guys, but I'm kind of TMI in real life, so why not? So today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my period essential. So when I first got my period, it wasn't too bad and I thought that I would have an easy time, but that quickly changed. So I honestly have really bad periods. I show signs and symptoms of endometriosis or PCOS, but I've had tests done and I don't have those, so I just really don't know why I'm struggling so much. But anyway, there's a little background info. So my periods are really rough. I hurt to the point where I can't get out of bed and I can't really, there were times that I had to call out of work or leave work early. It was so bad and so embarrassing. So anyway, I'm going to share with you some things that I have found that I wish I knew earlier. Let's get started. One of the first things that I had never used before that I just started using like about a year ago, I would say, is a heating pad. And we just never had one at my house, so I've never had the experience of using one. And when I lived in Colorado, my boyfriend's mom had one, so I use this a lot. And even now, sometimes I'm still tied down to this heating pad, but honestly, you guys, it helps the cramps so much. I was on birth control for a while to try to help control my periods, and then I realized and did my own research that I didn't want to continue with that anymore. So after a while, I would say about a year after I quit taking birth control is when I really started getting really bad periods again. So one thing that has helped me tremendously with cramps that I wish I had tried sooner, I don't know why I never did. I worked at Natural Grocers and had a coworker recommend it to me, but I never tried it. And then I finally did. So this is cramp bark. And you guys, it's not just for period cramps. It can be for any kind of muscle spasm or muscle cramp. It could be for a headache. This stuff is so good. So any kind of cramp or headache or anything like that, this is amazing. It relaxes your muscles. And honestly, it is the best thing I have found for my period cramps because I have cramps so bad that medication does not work for me. Midol does not work. Ibuprofen doesn't work. And you know, this is absolutely freaking amazing. So if you're having issues with cramps and your medications can't control them, this is a good alternative. I just have the Sprouts brand, but I'm sure you can find different brands. So I highly recommend that you give this a try. The other thing that has helped me a lot, red raspberry leaf tea. I get the loose leaf, so I get this at Sprouts. I use this every day of my period up until the very last point. I don't know if it makes me bleed less or not. I can't say that it does, but I've noticed I don't leak as bad as I used to, and I don't have to change as frequently if I'm drinking this. This also helps me with my cramps along with the cramp bark. So this can also be used in pregnancy as well, but obviously always check with your doctor before you start anything new. So this is my little concoction. So with the red raspberry leaf, I just kind of put my hand and pinch out a pretty good bit. I would say maybe like a tablespoon or so if you want to measure. And then I honestly don't even measure the lavender. I just kind of dump however much I'm feeling that day in there, and this is going to be good at soothing and relaxing you as well. So I add lavender buds in my tea as well as chamomile flowers because this is going to help soothe and relax you too. So I love this combination. It is so great and it tastes pretty good. It doesn't taste too bad. So I will literally sit and sip on a big mug of raspberry leaf tea all day, and it really helps. And I do it every day of my period. And I think this time around I'm going to start it about maybe 2 or 3 days before I'm gonna start my period and see if it's even better. My last few essentials are actually what I use for my period. I jumped off the wagon of using disposable products, and honestly it saved me a ton of money. So I purchased the Diva Cup. There's all kinds of menstrual cups out there. You don't have to purchase Diva Cup. These are just the ones that I have. So I have 2 different ones, but I'm not going to show you because they've been used and I think that's weird. So anyway, I have this little guy, and it is so amazing because I hate wearing pads and tampons don't work for me because of the consistency of my flow. It just doesn't work. So anyway, TMI, sorry. But so this actually works so well, and I feel like it holds more than a tampon does, especially for me. So A+, but make sure to pay attention to size on these. They do have different sizes. Also, an essential that goes with the Diva Cup is the Diva Cup wash, so that way you can clean your cup. That's very important as well. The next thing that I use are reusable panty liners, and this is by the brand Glad Rags, and they are so amazing. I always like to have a little something just in case I'm not paying attention or I'm out and about and I leak a little bit. I'm covered. So this is amazing. Also, another thing by Glad Rag is their overnight pad. I love this thing because I would always have to borrow one of my sister's pads for like the first 2 nights of my period because it would be so heavy that I would leak overnight super bad, and the panty liner wasn't enough. So now I've purchased a Glad Rag that is an overnight pad size, and it is absolutely amazing. I would honestly say that I like it better than a regular pad. I don't get irritation or anything with these, and I've noticed when I would have to borrow a pad from my sister, like I would be so irritated and it would make me itch, and I don't know, maybe it's all in my head, but honestly you guys, this is 10 times better than any pad that I've ever used. Another thing, you guys, if you're not into tampons or you don't want to use this kind of pad, if you are a pad person and you want to get away from disposables, there is the brand Thanks underwear, and they make period underwear, and everybody loves them who has talked about them that I have seen. So honestly, that's also an option. And there's other little brands too, but everybody that I hear talk about it says that Thanks is the best brand. So I'm just trying to give y'all a little tip because I am all about trying to make things better for our planet. Honestly, you guys, having a reusable routine will also save you so much money in the long run. I think Diva Cups, if you take care of them properly, only need to be replaced like every 5 years or, you know, something like that. So honestly, I think this saves you so much money in the long run. $35 to $40 once every 5 years versus, I don't even know how much everything costs now. But I remember we'd pay so much money a month, and honestly, it was terrible for the planet, and it's not even worth the money. And I hope in a way this video was helpful for some of you and maybe gave you some ideas of things to try. Once again, before you go on any new supplement or herb, always check with your doctor and make sure that it will work okay for you in case you're on any medications or anything like that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next week.